Hello, this is Paul Jones again, and welcome to Lesson 12. Well, this is the end of a 12-part series of our study with Windows XP, and one of the biggest questions I get coming into the room is their assistance with getting on the web, and more important, their email problems. And many people around the world now are using email, but only a few are ready to use it to its fullest capacity. And to be able to understand what email is, first of all, you need to realize that you need access to the web. When you have such access to the web at home, you will have your own personal provider, and one of the services he offers you is a POP server. Now this POP server will keep on receiving your email even when your computer is turned off. Whereas when you're using your browser, the only time you have access to the web is when your computer is turned on. So a POP server is on call all the time. And the meaning of POP server is a post office protocol server, and that is where you receive your email. This thing with Windows XP, we're going to take a look at Outlook Express. Outlook Express is bundled with Windows XP. When we get into Windows 7, there is also Outlook Express. There's another companion program of Outlook, and that is a paid program. And then you got Windows Live. Windows Live has Mail Live, and it is connected to the web, that it is a constant service. Now we're going to get into the details with Windows XP, which is fitting with the course. And this is already bundled, as I said, and I'm going to be getting into the details of this program. Although we're dealing with a POP server and also with only access to a provider that is connected to your computer at home or anywhere you go, really, but you're also going to realize that the elements you learn in here is equivalent to other email services such as AOL, Yahoo, Google, or whatever service you go to. You're going to be able to have the same elements to look for. They have different styles of pages, but there is common things to look for that will enable you to be able to get the maximum use out of your experience with your email service. After starting your computer, you'll take notice that your desktop looks very different from mine. However, we do have the start button at the same location, basically at the bottom far left. And after we click on start, you should be able to see at the top of the screen the access for Outlook Express. Now there might be another version of Outlook on there, and that is a paid version for Microsoft Outlook, and will work with your email, very similar, but has some other capabilities attached to it. So Outlook Express and Outlook is very similar. Your computer might not show your email client there, so what you can do otherwise is to hold your mouse over top of all programs and be able to bring up a list of everything that is stored on your computer. Along that list is Outlook Express or Outlook. Some computers come with Outlook already installed, and when we're able to do this, we're able to make that selection and get into the same program. This is Outlook Express, and it's very similar to the other program that you pay for, which is Outlook. And there's many different features in here that is very usable. For example, the address book is very usable for the record of all of the people that you deal with their phone numbers and everything else. We'll be able to take a look at the different functions of Outlook Express and how we can use it. One of the interesting things to realize is that there's a box on the toolbars that you can create mail and be able to get something out to somebody very quickly. However, to do this, we have to create a new account on this program which is connected to your provider. Remember, this only works with what is called a POP server. In other words, POP stands for Post Office Protocol, and this is connected with your email service as provided by whoever you have connection with your email at your home. This can also be used if you're working with a laptop and being able to connect to the web almost anywhere, that it will also connect in with that service. As long as you have an account that is paid for, you're going to be able to use Outlook Express. To start this process, you need to have an established screen name and also a password with your internet provider. If you don't have these things ahead of time, you're not going to be able to create anything on here. Once your screen name is established and you know your password, you're ready to go to the Tools menu. And when that drops down, you're going to be able to select the accounts selection in there and be able to put in the necessary information. Now this is the window that you get with the handling of your accounts. And once you get in there, you're going to look across the tabs around the top there and take notice one of them says Mail. When you click on Mail, it'll bring up the different accounts that you might have on your computer, but when you do this for the first time, you're going to have to establish your account. Both Outlook and Outlook Express will handle more than one account, and for this reason there is an add button on the top here where I have it circled. And since I have used a wizard to be able to establish my AOL account, we're going to take a look at that. And by choosing that account, we are going to be able to take a look at the properties by pressing this button here. This is the opening screen for this set of properties on AOL. And one thing I need to remind you that you need to have knowledge of these settings ahead of time so that when you go through the different screens, you're going to know what to put into it. If you have no way of finding this information on the web, then you can resort to calling your provider and talking to technical support, and they will take you step by step by putting the proper settings into where they have to be. Now on this page I have it circled where I have AOL.com already there as the name of my account. It can be changed to anything you want it to be. It can be of a special account. You could have more than one account with your home provider, and you might want to have different names for it. For example, you can have your name in there and then the service provider that you have after it, and also different members of your family doing the same thing on different accounts. That way you're able to pick up individual emails. Now in this name box, it's automatically put in with my email address, but it don't have to stay that way. It's only how you are going to be identified when it logs on to the web to pick up your email. With AOL, I do have WinUSA as my login name, and it is part of my address. However, I am able to log in either way, and you're able to have your Outlook Express configured to act accordingly. Remember, in the case of your provider giving you more than one person identity to be able to have more than one email with the same account in a family sense. This will change, and that's how each member will have a separate email address with the same provider. In this box here, you will put in your real email address and make sure that it's complete and accurate, and also it'll be different for each member of the family as you put in a separate account. So this is important, how your email is picked up as well. In the case that you have more than one email address, you might want to take the luxury to have your email directed to all one location. So while you use a address from this source, you might have when they do a reply in their email, it'll automatically go to an address where everything is collected uniformly. Since this is only an option, it don't have to have anything in there. You can only put it in if you desire. So everybody has their own desire that they can have all the email coming to one place, or in the habit of going to many different places, they have that option as well. Now this is an option that is very rarely turned off, to include this account when receiving mail or synchronizing. That means that when you have more than one account, everything with this checkbox made, it will download your email from all of these accounts at one time. And it's a very convenient way to collect all your mail at one time wherever you have a POP server established. Remember that a POP server is every paid account that you have. So if you have more than one account at different email addresses, for example, one at AOL, one at Yahoo, or whatever it may be, you want to have it a paid account to be able to have this to work. Next we go to the servers page by clicking on the tab at the top, and on this page you're going to put in the information how your email and its access is made over the web. And it can be in any location, but it has to have its own unique settings. There are two basic settings for this window here. It's a POP3 or a MAPI, M-A-P-I. And for most purposes, POP3 is what you want, since it's a post office protocol for a download of all your email at this time. Now we're going to address how things come in on your email and how it goes out. There are two different ways of being able to operate, and you need to get that instruction from your individual provider, and in my case this is with AOL. So AOL has it set as in.aol.com. Now with AOL, the outgoing mail is smtp.aol.com. Now please remember that each provider is going to have their own configuration for this to work, and you need to know that ahead of time, or if you have technical support helping you, they will provide that information for you. Now the account name and your password is just the same thing as what you use when you log on to the website of your choice and be able to put in your proper name, your proper password, and take notice that your password is not being displayed here. Finally, on this page, you're going to realize that some websites or email services will require secure password authentication, and others will not. Also, my server requires authentication as also the choice of the provider. And these settings are not the same from one account to the other. So we've been talking about how to set up your individual account with Outlook Express or Outlook itself. It works the same way. And it also works the same way with any other email program you might put on your computer. You also have established how to put in your personal information. Everything on this first part is about your personal information. In the next part, we're going to talk about the information that is required for example, in my case with AOL, how it is integrated with the web and how it connects and is able to pick up your email properly. Without putting in any actual email addresses or links to get to that address, it has a series of what is called sockets and connections. And this is how the web is interconnected. And with this information, you're going to be able to complete your account as it is able to be active with your computer, doing a lot of automatic work for you. So please continue on to part 2.